If you'd like to find the perfect blazer for your body shape, stay tuned for today's video. Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and I am the style coach. This channel is all about helping to refine your personal style and in doing so increase your confidence. If you'd like to join me over on Instagram, you're most welcome. You'll find me there at thestylecoach.ie. You'll find out more about my online courses down below, and if you'd like to work with me, you can find more information on my website, thestylecoach.ie. Today's video is all about finding that perfect blazer for your body shape. Now, I think there's probably a million videos out there on this subject. However, there's something that nobody's talking about, and that is your vertical body shape. That is so important when it comes to anything you're wearing, really. But, you know, blazers are something that I think it's a favorite for everybody pretty much. There's very few people I know without a blazer in their wardrobe, but getting it right can be tricky. I think a lot of people are familiar with choosing something for their lateral proportions. By that I mean if you're an hourglass, if you're a triangle, all the, you know, the traditional body shapes. But nobody's talking about the length of your blazer in terms of your vertical proportions. That's what I'm going to do here today. I want to fill in those gaps where people haven't been talking about these things, and they are really important. If you're spending your good money on this, you want to be getting it right. We don't want to be taking chances. We don't want to be making mistakes. We want to be confident in our purchases. So let's get going. What I'll do first is address the traditional lateral proportions like the rectangle, the pear shape, the apple shape, all of these kind of things. And then we will layer on top of that the vertical proportions, because they are two different things. What you've got to decide at the end of this, because you'll find that some information is going to be contradicting each other, you've got to decide, well, what's the most important thing for me here? Do I want to manage my lateral proportions? In other words, bring balance to my body shape. Let's say I'm an inverted triangle. Is that the most important thing to me, that I bring balance to the lower half? Or is it more important to me that I lengthen my legs, or that I shorten my torso, or those kind of things? So you've got to decide what's the most important thing for me, and then apply the knowledge that you need. If you need further clarification on this topic, I do one-to-one online body shape consultations, and I'll be happy to help you out. Let's go with the rectangle body shape first of all. So the rectangle body shape has equal measurements all the way down through their shoulders, waist and hips. There's very little in the way of curves. And so what we're trying to do here with our blazer is bring a little shape. How do we do that? With really nice tailoring. When you're buying a blazer, don't just simply look at the front of it. Flip it around and check how the tailoring is done. Is it a boxy shape? Is it shapeless? We want something with a little bit of curve built into the blazer. That's what we want to do here. We also want to think about single-breasted blazers. Slim lapels. Don't go out for anything that's boxy looking, that's too straight cut, that's military style with a double-breasted look. We do not want that for the rectangle body shape. So the main thing to look for when you're buying your blazer, if you're a rectangle shape, is flip that blazer around, make sure that there's curves built in to the tailoring. By the way, if you're liking this content, if you're learning something new, could I please ask you to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Next up is the round apple oval shape for the blazers. What we're considering here for this shape is that we want to absolutely bring structure into the shoulders. Now, blazers generally do that. So a little bit of a shoulder pad is gonna work great. Don't shy away from those shoulder pads. You can buy inserts just to slot in if you need a little bit more structure in the shoulders, but that's going to be an absolute must here. The other thing you want to look at is a single button closure that is going to sit just under the bust. And the third thing you want to be looking for is, again, flip that blazer around and make sure that there's a bit of inbuilt curves, inbuilt structure, inbuilt tailoring, so that the waistline is given to the body shape, even if it's not obvious at first glance. For this body shape, you may want to wear your blazer open. A little trick here, if you do like to wear your blazer open, I would suggest going down a size that is where you're going to get that nice shape on the back of your blazer. But just be warned that you are sacrificing being able to close it at the front. So think carefully about how you like to wear your blazer, what's most suitable. Maybe it's a corporate environment and you'd like to close it. So do keep that in mind. So check the shoulders, check that single button closure, and check good tailoring at the back of your blazer. Now for the pear shape or triangle shape, we want to make sure that we're bringing a lot of structure to the upper part of the body. So what does that mean? It means that you're going to want those strong shoulders. You could even go for an emphasized shoulder look. You could go for quite big lapels on your blazer. You could go for a double-breasted style, which will give more volume on top. And don't forget as well to bring in some color and some texture, some interesting detail to that part of your outfit, because that is where the eyeline's going to go. Keep it plain and simple on the lower half, and that is going to work great for you. In terms of your blazer length here, bring it above or below those hips. That widest point of your hips is where you want to avoid cutting yourself off. That's particularly true for the triangle shape. So make sure that you come about 4 inches above or 4 inches below. And of course, our triangle shapes tend to have a great waistline. So let's not forget to highlight that by choosing good tailoring as well. For our inverted triangles, the dominant feature is their upper body. So we want to elongate this part of the body. How do we do that? We choose longer blazers. So blazers that come down 4 inches below the hips, and choose ones that have pocket detail in there. Blazers tend to have a little bit of structure. We don't really need to add more structure to that part of the body, but blazers naturally have them. Leave them there, just manage everything else. Go for a single breasted style, go for pocket details around the hip area, and create those long lines. It's going to work great for you. And for our hourglasses, we really want to avoid anything boxy, anything shapeless, and we want to go for something that's neatly fitting on that defined waistline. I would say avoid the double-breasted closures, go for a single-breasted closure, and just make sure that you've got that great tailoring built onto the waist, or indeed go for something with a belt on it. Or why not put a belt on it yourself? Now let's get to that important part of the vertical proportions. So this is something that's never talked about. I can't believe other people aren't talking about this when choosing garments. You really need to know this. We need to know if we are long-bodied or short-bodied. Generally speaking, when we look in the mirror, we have a good sense of whether our torso is quite long in comparison to our legs, or if our torso is short and our legs are longer. If it's not immediately obvious to you, you could well be equally proportioned, which is great. You have a variety of blazer lengths to choose from. The important thing here is when it comes to people who have those longer torsos and shorter legs. This is where your blazer length is going to be of such great importance. What I see so often is people with the longer torsos wear blazers that cut off right on the bum, pretty much. And so they see half of the bum kind of underneath the jacket and then short legs. It's not bringing out the best in your body shape, let's say. You could look really great if you just styled it differently or chose a different length of blazer. Now, if you are this person whose blazer cuts you off right across the bum, what I would suggest here is don't throw away those blazers. Keep the blazers, but pair them with skirts. That's what I do. I have a long torso, shorter legs, and I do have those blazers that cut right across my bum, and it's not very flattering. My legs look short. It all looks a little bit funny. Not great. So what I do here is with those shorter blazers, I wear a high-waisted skirt, a midi skirt, and therefore that disguises where my bum is and the length of my legs. My legs actually look longer when I do this. That's one thing that you could do if you have those blazers in your wardrobe. If you're going out looking for a new blazer, what I would suggest is going for a blazer style that is long in length. When I say long, it needs to come below your bum. We are disguising where your bum starts. We are elevating your bum. That is what we're doing here. So by choosing those long blazers, we are disguising the length of the legs. It looks so much better than cutting you off right on the bum there. The other thing that you could do, if you go for, say, let's say a cropped style blazer, which we've seen trending over the last while, that is obviously going to shorten your torso visually, but you've got really kind of long back down to your bum, so it looks like your bum is hanging down low. In this case, if you're wearing a cropped blazer, I suggest layering it with a longer blouse underneath. The blouse should come below your bum here, and that's going to work better for you. So you do have the freedom of going for different lengths of blazers. It's just how you execute the finished look. Whether it's layering, whether it's choosing a skirt with a shorter blazer or going for that long blazer with your trousers. There's ways of managing it. Now, what if you have a short torso and longer legs? Well, you're in luck because you can go for a variety of different styles in terms of length, and it's not going to affect your legs too much. What most people are trying to do is lengthen their legs. When you have a shorter body, it's actually really nicely proportioned, and so you want to maintain that. You can do that by choosing a range of blazers. So I would say maintain the length in your legs, tuck in your top, put on a blazer over the top, and that's it. You're ready to go. I hope that has helped you choose the right blazer for your body shape. If you enjoyed it, please like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That's it for today's video. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again next week. Take care.